Hey there, everybody. My name is Rudy Soto. I'm a Shoshone-Bannock tribal member and a candidate for Congress in Idaho's 1st District. I'm the Democratic nominee. It's a privilege and honor to be on the ballot in November. And I'm really excited and grateful. There are 4 tribes in the district, 4 reservations. I'm on the land of one of them right now, in the ancestral territory of the Nez Perce. I'm really excited, but I'm here to talk about the Native vote and the importance for 2020. It seems like every election cycle we hear people say, you need to vote. You know, it's important to exercise, our voice because, it's never been more important. Well, clearly now more than ever that's true. We're experiencing a pandemic, economic uncertainty and instability, and racial and civil unrest and strife like unseen in our lifetimes. That's not to mention all the other issues that we've constantly struggled to deal with and cope against. Historically, we have the most hardships on virtually every front. I've worked for the National Indian Child Welfare Association, the National Council of Urban Indian Health, the National Indian Gaming Association, and I've served in the U.S. military as an Army National Guardsman. And I can tell you that, firsthand, I've seen a lot of the policy shortcomings and failings within our system, and the lack of leaders who have the experience and insight to help change anything and bring about the type of reforms and structural prioritization that we really need to turn the page on the past and help us get to a better future that includes us as Native and Indigenous peoples and puts us at the forefront. So that's one of the reasons why I'm running. But when it comes to the Native vote and advancing issues like missing and murdered Indigenous women, protecting our sovereignty and advancing our pathways to economic self-sufficiency, to keeping our land and water intact and clean, to preserve it for current and future generations, there's just no shortage of severe challenges that we face. When it comes to COVID, our elders and vulnerable family members and community members are at the risk of dwindling our numbers and creating despair that can become insurmountable because of the failings and the massive inequity that exist within the Indian healthcare system when it comes to our country upholding its treaty obligations and responsibilities. So, like I said, it is true more than ever before that we need everybody to participate. Our ancestors, our parents, parents, generations before us have put everything on the line to help us be where we are. We need to honor them by participating and being a part of the solution. And we have an exciting opportunity in front of us because, we saw in 2018, we helped elect Congresswoman Deb Haaland and Sharice Davids, 2 incredible leaders who are making major progress and improvements for Indian country in the House of Representatives. We need to continue that momentum, and not just at the federal level in the U.S. House of Representatives, but also in state houses and in local races, at the city level, at the county level. I just met with a mayor in Plummer, Bill Seams, and he's a Coeur d'Alene tribal member, and part of his vision for running had to do with, bridging the gap between tribes and local communities. And people are welcoming our voice because they know, we were sounding the alarm about climate change long before the scientists and experts were talking about it. So folks are catching up and they value us and our input. I did an event in Coeur d'Alene just the other day, and Chairman Chief Allen from the Coeur d'Alene tribe came out to bring his children out to see what they can do and strive for, if they so choose to, gain and use their education to go help their community outside of even their own borders. And so while he was there, and I acknowledged, how much of an honor it was to have him with us, and the community and voters that were present wanted to hear from him, and that was amazing. And that was one of the biggest highlights people told me that they appreciated about that experience. So really, we need to take Indian country voices more broadly out there, because there's so much diversity and room for us at the table to weigh in and help shape our future. We're this country is founded on around us and on our land, and we are a core pillar of the culture, and we fought in our country's wars at the highest rates. And so we need to be consistent about that through showing up at the ballot box. And oftentimes, we're not expected to show up and vote in high numbers, and that gives us an opportunity to stun people. And I believe we will, because we know that our communities are suffering way worse than many when it comes to unemployment, the lack of gaming revenues that our tribal governments depend on. There's just so much at stake. So, when it comes to getting involved in the Native vote, be creative. Tap into your imagination and think, well, would it be, creating a Native design for a candidate that I support? Would it be, creating an honor song or a drum song for someone? Or would it be, dedicating a dance? Or would it be, having a blanket song to help contributions go toward a local, or statewide or national candidate that you support? We have amazing leaders like Paulette Jordan running for Senate here in Idaho, and of course the candidates that are in office that we need to keep there. So think outside the box, because we're not going to be able to go door to door and do many conventional things that are typically required to turn people out. So it's going to be virtual. It could be offering to host like a online house party of sorts. It can be creating a TikTok dance and giving us some tips on how candidates like myself can tap into the youth and what they're interested in. So let's do this. Let's get some good online gatherings going, and let's just make sure that we show up and shock people, because we have that capacity, and I believe we will. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you, and have a look at this beautiful land that we have to continue to protect. All right, y'all take care. Bye.